Hey, Chad Tomaszewski, you tried on Communications. TSI Today, back in the studio filming. I'm Chad Tomaszewski, Chief Growth Officer with Tridon Communications. We're talking to industry leaders about the technology that's changing their business. This is TSI Today. Hey, Matt, thank you so much for joining us on TSI Today. I've had the privilege of knowing you for some time now. You've been in the security business for a while. How many years has it been now?
Well, this year it will be 31 years.
31 years in business, so a bit of an expert, I might say. Yeah, I think about this industry. I've been in it for 28, 29 years now, and how much it's evolved. From coaxial cameras, where I'm putting a BNC on the end, going to a VCR that was a time-lapse VCR that we had to change tapes every 8 hours on, to cameras that are running on PoE and recording to the cloud. And nobody really knows how the cloud works. So it's amazing how much this industry has really come along, and that's what I think keeps me so connected with it for so long. But Avigilon has done some things a number of years ago that really stood out for me. And two things. One, for me, number one was it's a Canadian company. How do you not support a great Canadian company? Mm-hmm. And two, the video analytics that Avigilon had were amazing. And I'm like, this is revolutionary. Certainly part of the whole evolution of security was video analytics. Can you talk to us a little bit about how important video analytics are inside the security business today?
Yeah, so video analytics started a couple of years back, and people used the motion detection at first, where you would detect people or motion in the field of view of your camera. That had a whole bunch of false alarms. So that's why we evolved into video analytics with AI, so artificial intelligence. So with Avigilon, we can detect people and vehicles. And that eliminated a bunch of false alarms, because now your system will look for people and look for vehicles, and you can set it up and say, I want a notification when there's a person on my site or a vehicle on my site. And you can say between 10 p.m. or 6 a.m., whichever you want. And from that, you will now get a notification, or you can set up an alert, like with a speaker, a recorded message to do the recorded message to the person on site, or you can have two-way conversation with them. So each and whatever way you want to go, you can even switch on lights. But through all that, through the reporting, you can go down and even get an email if you want. So all of that will then help you at the end to also go back when you search for video to say, I'm looking for a person with a blue jacket. Yeah. Click of a button and you can find that person. Same with a truck, color, a vehicle, a motorbike, a bicycle. So that's how far we've gone.
Well, the analytics have really done a great job for us as an organization with now our video monitoring station, where we're able to utilize those analytics to create alerts through Avigilon software, pop up an image of a camera of somebody in a blue shirt, for example, inside of an area that I've geo-fenced, and if anybody should enter that area, it creates an alert. Now, whatever that person is doing is not right, but we're communicating through two-way to let them know, hey, you're trespassing, you need to get out of here. At the same time, we're keeping that mic keyed so that we can have the assailant or potential assailant hear the conversation between us and the police. And what that's become is preventative. And I think that's what analytics has done the best job of, is really, we're not reviewing video tomorrow after the incident has happened. Yeah. We're preventing it from happening. And there's some real value in that. Yeah. The analytics themselves, I mean, they're so powerful. I think a lot of people, you see these movies where they're combing through video and they're finding somebody with a red toque, and you think, oh yeah, come on, you can't do that. But I mean, it's real. Your software can do this. Yeah, it's incredible. So can you walk us through a scenario real quickly? We've got a young child inside of a mall, very busy, Chinook, inside the Chinook, and she's got a green backpack on. How many clicks would it take in Avigilon to quickly ascertain where this young child may have gone?
All right, so first you would have to go to recorded video.
Yeah.
Click on child,
Yeah.
or sorry, person or vehicle. So you're going to click on person because it's in the mall.
Yeah.
Then you will click on female. Is it the male or female?
Female.
Okay, you can click on female, and then you can click on child.
Okay.
And then you can click on blue dress or green or whatever. And backpack's not, well, it's green, so we can select green and click on search. So the system will then automatically search through all your cameras that you listed, and it'll find that goal. Obviously, it still requires the human intervention to say, okay, it's not that goal with the green, it's this one. So once you start it, then you'll get real information about that specific goal.
The thing I love about this is it is so quick.
It is quick.
There was not too many years ago when we wanted to review video, it was painful how much video I had to go through. You go back 10 or 15 years ago and we're going through VCR tapes, time-lapse. That was very painful. But it's so quick, and it helps us make sure somebody is safe right away, which is so very important. And hopefully in this case, this young lady just went into a store because she saw something that she liked, and now mom and dad know where she is. But there's those cases too that happen where somebody's grabbed somebody, and we now know that she's left through the southeast exit at XYZ Mall, and then through the video analytics, the next step is there's cameras on the outside. Yeah. We've seen this person get inside of a white van, and through the license plate recognition going out of the parkade, you were able to determine the license plate. So what are the next steps?
Next steps on license plate recognition?
Yeah, well, we'd be able to determine with the cameras that it's a white van, and you'd be able to comb through any other videos of this guy coming in or going with that white van and that license plate, correct?
Yeah, you can. Talk about license plate recognition, you need specific camera.
Okay.
So you can have your cameras around the building observing, so you can see the white van, and then your specific camera for license plates at the exit or the entrance would pick up the plate for that white specific van.
Let's jump into that real quickly. Why would we need a specific camera for a license plate? Because everybody thinks you can just throw in a regular one up there.
No. Just because of your cameras that you have on the building has a wide view.
Yeah.
So with that, you don't get enough pixels to get the plate. That's why when people talk about license plate recognition, I always say dedicated camera.
The other thing about the license plate cameras, they're a wide dynamic range camera that are considerably more resistant to having a light shined at it, and then it's got a switch between its aperture so that you can actually capture that license plate.
Yeah, those license plate cameras are unique, and they work specifically for that. I have a video where you can see the difference between the adaptive IR on those cameras, where it would show the vehicle and the license plate totally white out because of the IR, and then the more you zoom in, you get into the adaptive IR and you can actually read the plate. Yeah. So that's how it.
So another question for you on the video analytics side. We're working on a project right now with your gear on the BC coast. And what we're trying to do is determine when the difference between a two-legged human being and something with four legs walking into a geofenced area. And through your analytics, I'm able to determine that. Is that correct?
Yeah.
How in the world is it telling the difference between an animal and a human being? Is it just through the artificial intelligence that you've adapted into it?
It is just through that, and we only pick up people and vehicles. So if you need to do something about picking up a bear, for instance, you would need a third-party integration into Avigilon, and from that you can say, I'm looking for a bald eagle, I'm looking for a bear, or anything like that. But that's a totally different integration into Avigilon.
And of course, we can do that with our Safety Reimagined, which is of course part of the Motorola platform. And that's something. The last thing I want to talk to you about before we kind of cap off here. Motorola has quickly become, overnight almost seemingly, the largest manufacturer of cameras made in North America. That's correct?
Correct.
And that's really important. Why?
Well, it's local. For starters, if you have a camera that's faulty, you would do the RMA and we would immediately ship them. So you can have a camera within 2 days. Yeah. So that makes it really easy. Everything is local. Perfect.
Excellent. And is there any truth behind the fact that the easiest way to get into somebody's network to hack it is through a camera system or an NVR of sorts? There's some truth.
Yeah, you can hack into specific systems. I won't name names, but that is why Avigilon has the NDAA approval and also FIPS approval. So
Fantastic.
We don't get that.
Excellent. And that prevents that from happening. So we've properly secured. I think that's really important to talk to, because I tell you what, we can run to Costco and I can pick up 8 cameras there for on the cheap. I can pick up some on Amazon pretty cheap too, right? But all of them create a potential threat that is as dire as, you know, something physically happening to somebody, where now it's more non-physical to your network, hacking that information, and it's really, really important that we've secured that end for our clients. So I love that. Before we head off to our roundtable, a couple questions I always like to ask my guests is how do we get more young people involved? You and I, 28, 29 years, 31 years in industry. I think I got 10 or 15 years left, but some days I don't want to. But you know, honestly, how do we get more young people interested in doing this? Is there things that you've been involved in the past that have been successful?
Well, first off, it's technology, and that's what everyone wants. It's ever evolving, and no day is the same. So that's what I would say.
That is so true. And I think that's what's really kept me here for as long as I have been. It really has. Matt, if people want to reach out to you, how can they get in touch?
Well, you can find me on LinkedIn and search under Matt Moolman.
Matt, thanks so much for joining me today. Look forward to talking to you some more at the roundtable. Thanks for watching TSI Today. Catch up with us next time when we learn more about technology changing business today.